These days, we have more access than ever to information about our favorite celebrities. The tabloids cover their every move, and they themselves tweet about what they ate for lunch. Experts say in extreme cases, this kind of intimacy can make a deranged fan feel like a star is talking directly to them, and that can lead to stalking. Tonight, we're going to take a look at this uniquely modern problem, starting with a bizarre case of alleged stalking that is playing out today in a New York City courtroom. Here's ABC's Nick Watt.
Alec Baldwin, for my money, the best Baldwin, actually cried in a New York City courtroom this morning as he described his living nightmare. Baldwin, the debonair star of 30 Rock, claims he was stalked by this woman, a two-bit Canadian actress named Genevieve Sabourin.
And I've said loud and clear that I'm innocent since day one.
Baldwin claims she would bombard him with up to 30 text messages a night. Here's one. Say I do to me. He says she showed up at his Hamptons home, that she bombarded him with salacious emails, and here's a taster dished up in court. I want to feel you, taste you, and make one with you for eternity. I will nourish you with my energy, power, and magic. She offered all this and more in exchange for a new house in New York and Montreal, a new wardrobe, car, and jewels. In one email, she simply states, I want to be your wife, now. Last year, Sabourin was arrested outside Baldwin's Manhattan home. She claims it was a misunderstanding, that she and Baldwin were once lovers.
You want to go for a coffee for closure with your ex-lover? It's 4 in the afternoon. It's not like I was there unannounced. You know, you announce yourself to somebody you have a relationship and a romance with for months and months, and we have many friends in common. It's normal.
Alec Baldwin denies any relationship and today described his brush with Sabourin as like something out of a Hitchcock movie. Stalking is now an occupational hazard for some of today's celebrities, both online and in the flesh.
Step out of the gate.
Just watch this.
Put your hands on the wall. Yes, sir.
It's 4 a.m. and those are the gates of Miley Cyrus's Hollywood home.
What are you doing? I'm a friend of my
That man, 40-year-old Jason Luis Rivera, had a giant red heart around his neck and an unhealthy obsession with the 19-year-old singer.
Oh, I have a scissors.
Rivera was found guilty of trespass and slapped with a 3-year restraining order. He's not allowed within 1,000 yards of Miley. For the protection celebrities get from the cops and the courts, they have this woman to thank, Rebecca Schaeffer. A rising young star in the 1980s, she played Patty on the hit TV show, My Sister Sam.
Brandon is intelligent and sensitive and artistic.
Back in those days, there were no stalking laws in California, or anywhere else for that matter.
And Rebecca Schaeffer had a stalker, a man named Robert Bardot.
I just felt like my obsession grew more and more, and I kept trying to contact her, and there was no response. I couldn't understand that.
Bardot was enraged when he saw Schaeffer getting into bed with another man in the movie Scenes from the Class Struggle in Beverly Hills. Classic stalker behavior.
How dare she? She's not remaining pure for me. And they put the victim on a pedestal, but then once they're rejected, it's anger, rage, and rejection.
Bardot tracked Schaeffer down. He showed up at her apartment with a gun.
I didn't even know if she would be. I said, no, pull the gun, shoot.
He shot Rebecca Schaeffer dead on her front doorstep.
She had to be a victim of a homicide in order for us to get the message that something needs to be done in the way of legislation to address stalking crimes.
Laws were passed and the LAPD Stalker Unit was born, which has protected the likes of Morgan Fairchild, who has been prey for multiple stalkers and who ironically once played a stalking victim in the movie Seduction.
Hello? Hello?
I watched you today.
What?
Once, she says, a female fan began writing innocent postings on her website, then started sending cards, gifts, and disturbing handwritten letters to her home address.
I'm going to show up on your doorstep, I'm going to fly across the country, oh, you promised me that you were going to pay all our bills, and you haven't done it, and now I'm angry. And I was like, so it was getting kind of threatening.
The obsessed fan believed Fairchild was her mother.
With all the technology that's readily available to any weirdo on the street, you do get a little concerned about your safety, about your security.
And that's where we come in. Part of our job is managing that fear in addition to managing the case.
Madonna suffered nightmares after being stalked by a man named Robert Hoskins.
The thing that makes Hoskins so dangerous is he's focused on Madonna as a spirit, and he believes that the Madonna spirit can inhabit anyone at any given time.
Hoskins scaled the walls of Madonna's estate, tried to get to the singer who he believed was his wife. He was sentenced to 10 years. Dr. Reid Malloy studies the psychology of stalking and believes modern celebrity culture may be fueling the problem.
The more the magazines humanize the celebrity figure, the more it can reduce that space between the stalker and the celebrity figure.
The internet makes it easier with YouTube, with Twitter, because these stalkers believe that the celebrities are actually talking directly to them.
This woman stalked Brad Pitt, broke into his home, fed his dogs, and slept in his pajamas.
These are people who don't have a lot going on in their lives, and all of a sudden, they can pull strings and they could make someone afraid of them.
This man was jailed in 1998 for 25 years after he was caught trying to break into Steven Spielberg's home armed with a box cutter, handcuffs, and duct tape. He told police he wanted to rape the director.
Oftentimes they're living alone. They've typically had very unstable work histories and have not done well, and oftentimes that's because of the psychiatric disorder. But paradoxically, they tend to be brighter than average.
Anyway, back to Alec Baldwin and Geneviève Sabarin, who apparently first met back in 2000 when he was in Canada shooting The Adventures of Pluto Nash. 10 years later, they had dinner in New York. Baldwin, now married to his then-girlfriend Hilaria Thomas, says Sabarin was asking for acting advice. She claims they became intimate.
Are you a stalker? Did you stalk him?
No, I'm not.
You don't consider yourself a stalker?
No, he maintained a relationship with me while he was with her, and that's why he created like the fear, like, oh, Hilaria, get away from Geneviève, she's dangerous.
Today in court, Baldwin vehemently denied there was ever a sexual relationship, at which point Sabarin screamed, "Really?" The judge threatened to throw her out of court. Sabarin then shouted, "He's lying to you." Baldwin, leaving court, was clearly agitated, telling a cameraman,
I hope you choke. Thank you.
I'm Nick Watt for Nightline in Los Angeles.